Hi guys, I am back and we're going to talk about how to create these smoky colors with watercolor. If you've been following the channel, you know that this year I've been really loving creating these sort of violet earth colors mixing purple and brown, and these sort of rose ochre colors mixing pink and brown. And so right here I am just mixing one of my favorite mixes, which is Sedona and Shell Pink. So Sedona is like a burnt sienna, you can use something like that, and it creates this really sort of milky caramel color. It's really pretty. And so I'm also going to show you, this is the Ultramarine Violet by Daniel Smith with the roasted French ochre by Daniel Smith. So this is another favorite, and I really like to, I think the Sedona and the roasted French ochre are pretty similar in hue, but I like to mix the Sedona with warm colors and I like to mix the roasted French ochre with cool colors. But when I was doing, a couple of things. This week I did a video for the new palette I'm trying to put together, and it has a lot of these beautiful creamy smoky sort of colors. And so yesterday when I was doing the floral garland, I discovered that I really love putting this shell pink with the violet porphyry. So it creates these milky colors that I'm doing right now, and they're sort of smoky colors. They're really gorgeous. So because the violet porphyry has a little bit of violet in it, you get this really smoky, beautiful color. So it made me think, how I could show you guys to mix something like this if you don't have, a color like violet porphyry. So it is, you could also use like a perylene maroon or a perylene violet, something like that. But this is a specialty color. I got it the first time I got it was from Rivervale Watercolors, and this recent one I'm using is from Colors of the Iron range, so I'll link it below. It's a really beautiful paint, and so I'm just mixing a couple of other things. So I mixed the ultramarine with Potter's Pink, the ultramarine violet. I mixed and then I mixed the ultramarine violet with the Sedona, and now I'm mixing shell pink with hematite, which I also really love. It creates a really dusky pink. Let's see here. So this is shell pink with Van Dyke brown. So I'm just again doing a few different sort of dusky colors in a few different ways with the pink and the browns, or the violet and the browns. But the thing that I found, I've always struggled with creating, how to mix three colors or what three colors to mix. So here I'm just putting down Wallace Seymour Tenebrese and the Wallace Seymour Rubies to show you the colors against these. But I've always wondered, you mix three colors and you either get a black or a mud or a neutral, but what if you mix more pink and some brown with just a touch of violet or a purple? You get these really gorgeous smoky colors. So I have been really excited to figure that out. You're going towards the kind of muddy colors or the neutral colors, but you're also still retaining a little aspect of the beauty of the color. And so I know I show a lot of colors on here. When I first started, probably 6 or 7 years ago now, I didn't have all these colors. I didn't have access to, all kinds of pretty colors. I was using what are they called? The Artist Loft Metallics that my sister had actually gotten from Michael's on sale for like $2 or $3. So that's where I started. And, so I don't want you to think that you have to start with all these colors. I started, after that I started collecting colors for the next several years. So, sometimes I would just get one Daniel Smith tube that month even. And the collection grew over time. So what I was trying to figure out is, can you mix these colors? Say you just get a starter set or you have a mixing set, it will generally come up with a dark pink, a blue, and some type of yellow, and maybe some browns or a white. you know, how can you create these colors if you don't have these sort of specialty colors? I will show you in a minute, and it's just by mixing a dark pink, a tiny bit of blue, that'll create a purple, and then mixing in some brown. And then also if you have a white, you can mix that in as well. So I'm pretty excited about these colors, and I just did the little sketch there as well to show you that I am drawn towards these colors which I have in the Luminance pencils. So these colors appear again and again in my sketchbooks and my work, and without even realizing it, I have created colors that match pretty closely to some of the Luminance pencils. So I will swatch those for you. And I also just recently got a couple of the Caran Museum Aquarelle. So I have had a couple of these for a few years, and I think in a video a while ago I mentioned that these were some of my favorites, but I didn't really need them. I didn't really know what to do with them. So I got a couple of colors again in these Smoky Colors to see if I could use them or how they work. I'm not someone who needs all the colors in every, you know, art medium, so I'm happy with just a handful. And I actually think you can see here like some of my favorite mixes, again that smoky quality. So I think actually I'll tell you my two favorite pencils when we swatch them here. One is a Luminance and one is a Museum Aquarelle. And so you can see here my little bundle of each. And I've also been inspired to get the Museum Aquarelles. I saw them on Eric's channel, and I've always really enjoyed the weight of them, but you know, I wasn't sure what colors or whatever, so I'm pretty happy now with what I have. Okay, so I am supposed to be telling you what colors here, but I'm rambling a little. So I'm just putting down there the burnt ochre 10%. Next to that is the French grey 10%. The, let's see, I can't actually see what I'm doing. Anyway, I will list all these below for you. So you can see a couple of similarities. I've got the Ultramarine Violet in both. I really like the white in the Museum Aquarelle. And this is quite a favorite brush, what am I trying to say, paintbrush, brush pen sort of, what are they called, travel brush that I have been using at my desk when I don't want to go and fill up water, so it's just easy for little projects like this. And so I'll link that below as well. So this is a palette that I actually just made up so I could kind of show you and paint on screen last time for the last video. But we're just going to do a little demonstration, or I'm just sort of trying out the a couple of the pencils here and seeing how they're going to work in with watercolor and how the colors work and what I like. So while I'm doing that, let's just go back to the swatches. You can see on the left there the pencil swatches, and the Luminance ones are on the top. And we have burnt ochre 10%, French grey 10%, which is my favourite one, sepia 10%, burnt sienna 10%, which I also really like, ultramarine pink and ultramarine violet. And then on the bottom row in the Museum Aquarelle, we have the sepia 10%. I think Eliana really loves this one too. And then you've got the violet pink, which I really love. And then the burnt sienna 50% and the ultramarine violet. So I feel like the violet pink in the Museum Aquarelle is the perfect dusky pink shade to add some depth and some shading to my roses. And again, I'm just kind of playing around with these colors and these new kind of colors. I don't want to use the new ones too much. I don't want to kind of just waste them on play. I want to be able to use them in actual, what I'd actually like to do at some point is create a collection of rock pool paintings. I'm not sure how that'll go, but I keep sort of being drawn to when we were young. Our great grandmother had a home sort of a block away from the beach in Melbourne, from the beach, and so we always used to walk down there, and there were like little rock pools with starfish and urchins, and I would bring back some shells and whatever I could find, and if I swept her back porch, I could put them out on the windowsill there, so I really loved that. So I kind of want to see if I can create something like that. I don't know how I'm going to go, but anyway, I'm just working on the colours. So while my skill is lacking in one area, I'm trying to still work on another area. Okay, so here I am using Rhodonite by Daniel Smith. Oh, have I started yet? Yeah, so I'm using it's closest to Quin Pink. It's what you would get in, you know, a mixing set, something like that. And then I'm using a little bit of blue and to create sort of a purple, and then I'm using some brown. So I'm just trying to mix it with colours that you'll have in your palette, and you'll be able to see that you can use those to create these smoky shadows as well. But I just think if you think about like movies that you've enjoyed a particular scene, or times in your life when you've had a really memorable experience, some of these smoky shadows will have been a part of that. So I think they're a really valuable part of your painting. And I know that I've been looking for quite a few years for these softer smoky purple shadows. They're in a lot of the light pink roses. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then you can see here that I just wanted to sort of keep playing. So it doesn't turn out to be anything spectacular, but it's just the gold drawing ink, Winsor & Newton gold drawing ink, which I really love. And I'm just sort of creating some leaves and some rosebuds on there. One thing I really did enjoy was actually some of these rosebuds, how they turned out on top of the colour swatches. I don't really love this whole composition, and one of the things is it's quite hard when I'm looking at it from sort of a strained angle, and it's sort of a weird angle. You guys are seeing it from overhead, but I'm not seeing it from the side, so nothing sort of ever turns out exactly right. I'm wondering about getting like a desk easel and getting a different tripod so we can both look at the painting from the same angle. But anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this kind of little ramble, and that this might be useful in some way. And I will see you guys next week with the second part of the art journal video. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you then. Bye.